me just say, the difficult to work with thing is I'm difficult to work with if you don't have your shit together. So the misconstruing is that in my critique of black men, there's this idea that that's coming from a place of not loving black men when it actually is about the fact that I do love black men, which is why I care. You don't see me critiquing white men about their character because I don't really expect much. But I know that when black men within our society are operating from a low vibration, it affects everything with us.
So you're more so holding us accountable, or
that's all it is.
Calling us up.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is. But I think, there's reasons why some people feel like I'm not the person to do that, or they don't like the delivery, right? There's always this idea that it's like, oh, it's not what she said, how she said it, I needed to have delivered it in a more Tabitha Brown style. It's like, well, that's why Tabitha Brown is Tabitha Brown, and I'm me, and I'm me.
Your appearance kind of sets you up to where when you come off you're very assured. I think that's the word that I would describe you. You seem assured of who you are, assured of what you're saying, and sometimes that can be intimidating.
Yes, it's intimidating to weak people.
Right. Now, if I look at the psychology of the industry, there's some very strong people, but there's also some insecure people.
The industry is very largely in part made up of people who were not getting pussy in high school.
Right. So here you come, this beautiful being who's very assured of herself, very talented, and you come in these rooms, and this is me trying to give you that opportunity, if you will. You get these labels, and this is stuff that I hear. I don't want to, I'm just using this as a term. I'm not saying this is who you are. I don't want to trigger you. But I got to keep it 1,000. They say the difficult to work with thing. Let's unpack that.
Has anyone ever said that who's worked with me?
I don't know too many. I just know.
I'm curious. Have you ever heard that from someone who's actually worked with me?
I have not.
End of story.
I think that's where those misconceptions come from, because you're, assurance, and then being a black woman. I'll throw another label because I really want to.
No, I think, well, let me just say, the difficult to work with thing is I'm difficult to work with if you don't have your shit together.
I can personally say yes. That's true. Because we did and I'll be transparent with our audience, we did a photo shoot some years ago, and I didn't have my shit together. And Amanda, gathered me up in that moment on set. But at the same time, she jumped in and provided solutions to get it right, and we were able to produce a dope photo shoot that I think both of us were happy with. And there's another thing too. This is just me trying to put this on record about interacting with you. I remember we used to have our blog, and I would write some of those articles. Yeah, you know where this is going. And I'm not necessarily, not to blame my education. I'm not a college graduate, so there was things that I didn't know how to properly spell on our blog or didn't proofread. And Amanda DM'd our account and said, hey, this is misspelled. And that to me was profound because one, you didn't do it publicly, so it felt genuine coming from you. And then two, it showed me your character of who you were as a person. Forget the delivery. I want to know about your intention.
My intention is always quality.
But I feel the intention is you mean well.
That's what I mean. It's always, my intention is always coming from a good place.
Mm-hmm.
And
probably that's what makes you very passionate, because you mean well by this.
I mean well.
I mean the same way. I think Tupac meant well with some of the stuff he was doing. A lot of our passionate people, I'm sure they mean well. No one, I don't think at times I'm doing pure evil to hurt you.
Well, I'm never doing that. Some people are absolutely doing that. Mitch McConnell is absolutely doing that. But you know what? Even in him doing that, in his mind, he thinks he's doing well by his audience.
Yeah, some people think they're doing the right thing.
They think they're doing the right thing. The whole difficult to work with thing, it came out of me just voicing that. It came out of me voicing the negatives that took place in certain workspaces I've been in.
Mm-hmm.
and you know, people wanting to turn me into this person who just can't get along with anyone.
Yeah.
And it was always fascinating to me because I've been in this game longer than anyone I've even working with. Like, I've been in this game since I was 8.
Right.
And I continue to work, not just because I'm talented, because talent is not the only thing that's going to get you working, right? I continue to work because there are enough people who understand that I do mean well, right? Like, when I hosted the BET Awards, Jesse Collins told me that he had spoke to the crew the morning of and was like, so let me get y'all together on working with Amanda. And I didn't even know that he did this until later, and he told me. But he said, one, she may get short with you if you are not being responsive to her, because she is locked in, and so she wants you to be locked in. And any time wasted from getting to the best point as quickly as possible is inefficient for her, and she's gonna get frustrated with you. So we need to lock in. He said, 2, he told them her number 1 goal is to produce the best product as possible. That's her goal. So you got to take your ego out of it, because her ego isn't in it either, because she's gonna receive any suggestions that we give that are gonna make this better, and she wants you to be willing to receive that as well. And then he said, 3, she really is just an artist. Like, she's an artist, she's a creative, and she's coming from the heart. So she wants to show up and be heard. So we need to do that. And that meant so much to me, because I didn't even know that he understood me like that. I didn't even know that he had, like, just put together and quantified and qualified, like, the true reality of me in such a succinct fashion, and was able to, you know, translate that to folks. But the other thing too is that, you know, you can't win everybody, because not everybody's moving on the same value system. Not everybody has the same tools. Not everybody's at the same level in their journey. Like, not level, but like at the same point in their journey. You know, like, there were people that I didn't really understand. You know what a good example of this is? Like, I remember when I first heard Erykah Badu's album Mama's Gun. I played it one time and I was like, I'm not ready for this. Like, it wasn't that it wasn't good or bad. It was just like, I'm not here yet.
Where you at?
And it took a few years for me to then hear that album and, okay. Right. And I'll have people come in my DMs like, I didn't used to fuck with you because I thought you were difficult, because I thought you were angry, et cetera, et cetera. And then as I have grown and done my own self-exploration, like, I now understand, like, what your tone actually was. I now understand what your messaging actually was. Or, like, I now understand that I was blinded by, like, commentary that wasn't rooted in, like, actually knowing you. Like, the other one that people love to say is that I'm a narcissist.
I haven't heard that one.
Oh, they love that one.
That's like a new
buzzword
term, one of those.
I'm like, y'all don't even know what a narcissist is.
Yeah.
Y'all don't even know what a narcissist is, but I will absolutely admit, yeah, I'm difficult to work with if you don't have your shit together. True indeed. I'm also difficult to work with if you are trying to slight me. I'm not gonna make that easy for you. If you're not gonna show up the way that we've agreed that we're both gonna show up, this is gonna be difficult for you.